Hey guys, welcome back. DripCoach here with Drip and Farm for Poverty, where we don't trust, we verify, and operate with integrity and transparency. Today, we're diving into scams of DeFi, the dark underbelly of the crypto space, specifically out there in the DeFi space. And this one involves two different attacks that I had to help someone identify on their end so that they would not be a victim further. One involves poisoning attack, and the other would be just using phishing scam, not phishing, but like social engineering and kind of leveraging the expertise of other people in the space and getting scammed out of that because you quote unquote trust versus verify. So this first one I want to bring up just happened to a friend of mine, and I had to actually look up how it took place because I could see the issue on chain, but couldn't quite figure out what happened. And I don't have, unfortunately, like the screenshots because I was assisting them on their device. We met up at a local coffee shop, and then they were walking me through what took place and then showing me on their device the screenshots and all that stuff. And I just couldn't quite figure out what the issue was. So here's how this transpired and how poison attacks come into play. Let's walk through this little scenario. So in the real world example, there was actually a middleman between B and C. But I'm just gonna water this down a bit to make it more simpler and explain what took place. So they had, we're gonna call them person A. He was a wealthy Khmer businessman that person B had seen around and kind of knew physically, but not like intimately, basically. So this person A says, I have a lot of crypto, but I need fiat fast. Person B is like, okay, I got a account and I can swap some for you, but I'll do it for a small fee. So person B, being somewhat crypto savvy, he's like, well, first, let me see your crypto wallet. Let me see the wallet on your dashboard, on your app, on your phone or whatever, so I can verify they actually have this and what it's in, because I don't want 7 million in, some kind of shit token. And he's like, okay, I have 7 million in USDT, but only need 1K right now. So person A verifies and shows what he has in his wallet. So he shows the balance, and it shows on the screen USDT, 7 million USDT, and a couple other assets, but the bulk of it's in USDT. So person B says, okay, that looks good. But again, don't trust, verify. How about you send me the 1,000 first, and then I'll give you the cash. Because remember, it's an exchange for cash. Or in this case, it was actually via, I think it was cash, not a bank transfer. They do have this person-to-person like banking app that you can use, but it was done in cash. And he's like, okay, send it to me first, and I'll verify the amount. So person A sends the 1,000 USDT to person B. Person B is like, okay, I got it. I see my trust wallet balance now says 1,000 USDT. Transaction confirmed, right? Well, here's where the story kind of switches. Person A runs off with $1,000 cash, doesn't respond to any messages, disappears, can't find him anymore. Person B is trying to send the $1,000 to their bank via Binance, and the balance is actually 0.00001 USDT. So how did they see 1,000 USDT in their wallet on the Trust app and then all of a sudden not have that amount available? And this is what we're going to unpack here. So this sort of attack is known as poisoning attack. It's a blockchain address poisoning attack is a type of scam where an attacker creates a fake cryptocurrency address that is similar to a legitimate address with the goal of tricking the owner of the legit address into sending their funds to a fake address. This attack relies on human tendency to quickly glance at an address and not thoroughly verify it before sending funds. So what happened in this example, and I wish I had the screenshots, because even D-Bank was reporting the $7 million. So even if you were to quickly glance at his wallet on chain, which I did in person with them. And this is when I started like uncovering. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Here it showed seven. This is the same wallet now, but it showed $7 million, and it had USDT, had ETH, had a couple of assets that are no longer here. And my theory of why that's no longer here is that the wallet software, whatever reads the blockchain, fixed itself. So maybe there's a mechanism in wallet software where it too is just glancing at part of the wallet, the address of the token, and not the full thing. And then it will accordingly generate the value assigned to it. But I can't verify that part. That's beyond my scope. But I can tell you for a fact, and I wish again I had the screenshot, for a fact that it did show $7 million here. So what I did for them was go back and look at the transaction history, because that's how you can always tell. You can always come to the BSC scan or Ether scan or Base scan, whatever it is, whatever network you're on. You look at the Blockchain Explorer. There should be a few of them, but this is the revolving public ledger. This is the database that you can verify your transactions on, that everybody has access to. Whereas stuff like this is just coded by people to read the blockchain data. So the same way you could come over here and misread OXB7BB versus DD, this can misread data as well because someone's plugging that in. So remember, these interfaces are not always correct, and I've shown you guys that before. But when you come here, this will be correct. This is what the validators and the public ledger and everything is utilizing. So whatever's here is gospel, so to speak. So when I look through here and I labeled his wallet to figure out what exactly happened, this is the first transaction. So the minute I looked at this was a big red flag for me. I was like, why is 0.0001 transferred to his wallet? 0.000001 USDT. That doesn't make any sense. And then I had the individual's wallet phone. He was sitting next to me. I looked at his phone and I could see on his phone, it still had a balance of $1,001 and some change of USDT. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. So the big value at the top, like for example, Rabby, right now, this is that person's wallet. I pulled it up in here as well. The big value at the top of my friend that got scammed, it showed $1,000. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. That was showing $1,000. And then D-Bank showed that the person that scammed them was $7 million. But yet the blockchain was saying the only thing that was transferred was a fraction of a USDT. So I went in and looked at this transaction to get more details on it. And this is the correct contract address. But what was interesting is the byte data. So this is not the full data that should be used when you're writing a integer, a 256 integer type. So it should have more zeros basically. So somehow before this got fixed, I think what was here was a copycat USDT contract. So like this said in the description, or maybe it wasn't this description, where was it? I think it was in this one. Basically it says that the people more often when they get poison attacked are only looking at the prefix and suffix of the asset. So I think what was done here is like the first 12 and maybe the last 12, first 8, last 8, whatever, were identical to USDT stablecoin, and maybe only one character was changed in the middle somewhere, you know, a 2 to a 3 or 9 to a 0. Like, I don't know. I don't really know what happened because I can't find that data anymore. But whatever did happen, they had written a different contract that allowed them to have a smaller data type, so that when this 0.000001 was transferred, it showed up as 1,000 USDT, because the USDT contract, which is this one, this is how it's supposed to be written. So it was basically adding in the extra zeros, and therefore on the person's wallet software, it appeared as though $1,000 had been transferred, when in actuality, only this amount had been transferred. I hope that makes sense. So they had spoofed the USDT contract address and temporarily was showing correct on the blockchain, because whatever wallet software was not reading it correctly. But again, I can't go back and show you guys that. But this is the way you protect yourself from those kinds of scams, especially in this case where it was in person and you're seeing this balance on your wallet and their wallet. Check the transaction history on the blockchain. Get the hash, go straight to BSC scan or Ether scan or base scan or whatever it is, and look at the details. What was actually transferred? Whatever this value says, that is what you got. There is no other way to change that. So this showed in reality what was transferred. And then the red herring, or what really drove it home for me, is that I looked at this person's account history. They opened this account 69 days ago, I guess, and was doing this with multiple other people. 0.001, 0.00001, couple of transactions back and forth. Same thing here, but it's always these, that's a fake token. Always these small amounts. Maybe that was for $25,000 or $2,500, and maybe 2,000 again. So they've been doing this back and forth with other people as well. So they've scammed multiple other people out of this, and that's what I pretty much tell my friends. Like, yeah, you just lost $1,000 because you're not going to see that guy again. So again, the way to avoid this yourself is to always just check the blockchain. And also, if you are in person and somebody wants to transfer and they are pressuring you, saying, hurry up, I sent the money, send it, what are you waiting on? You know, which is what they were doing with this guy. He's like, I sent the money, you can see the transaction, you see it in your wallet, why are you waiting? Why are you holding my funds? You guys are trying to scam me. When they're pressuring you, the chances are they are the ones doing something illegal or malicious. So the best thing you can do is always come and check the hash, transaction hash, and verify the data yourself. Now, the second kind of nefarious activity is more like social engineering. And this comes from a guy that I helped while I was on my cruise with my mom and my sister. And I blocked out the specifics, but this was way back on the 5th. And I'm not gonna go through this in detail, but basically this person could have gotten his wallet drained by someone more nefarious. Luckily, it was me, which is probably why he decided to reach out to me to help. But in short, he's like, basically I got about 18K worth of assets stuck on the animal farm. And I just told him, you know, because I get a lot of like people hitting me up and you can't trust everybody. So I gave him a very short response of, hey, just use BFAT tools and the pool ID if it doesn't work. And then he finally got back to me, gave me some more info and said it wasn't working. And this is where he said, sorry for taking so long. I've been involved in real life work and family issues lately. I would give you my wallet address and private key, and you can take whatever asset you think is fair for helping me. I'm desperate to get these off of there because this community was scammed enough, and apparently Forex left us all hanging or worse. This is the part I want you all to be aware of. This guy was so desperate that he's willing to just give away his private key. Never, ever, ever do that. I know most of you say that, but when you get to a point where you're in a system of desperation and you're willing to do anything just to, you know, get something back, I'm sure I'm not the only person that has had messages like this reached out to. Because again, in this crypto space, we assign some gravity to the voice behind these screens and think that they're on our side. Like I tell you guys over and over again, don't trust me, don't trust anybody. Never, ever, ever just get involved or trust people, because we're all human. And at the end of the day, you never know what could happen. But the fact that he was willing to give away his private keys just, saddens me, because I know somebody else somewhere has done this and they have gotten scammed. So my response to him was, I appreciate the trust, but I don't think that's a good idea. You definitely don't want to ever give up your private keys. I said I could walk you through a screen share session if you can't unstake and there's definitely something else going on. So I basically told him, hey, look, instead of you giving me your private keys, let's just do a video chat. I'll walk you through everything. And he explained what was on there and then what time zone he lived in and blah, 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 blah. Gave me his wallet address. And so I told him I was in the Bahamas and stuff like that. And I told him, let me check and verify. And then I saw that he did actually have these assets on chain and in his wallet. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll actually help this person. It's a legitimate person. And then I did a walkthrough. It took me about an hour. And then we actually got all his assets off. And then he was gracious enough to give me some compensation for that. But the point I want everyone to be aware of is that, the poison attack, you definitely just gotta do your own research. and be diligent. But 2, avoid desperation and kind of leveraging trust on behalf of anonymous YouTubers, or even YouTubers where you know their name and know what they look like, or whatever the case may be, or they've done right by you in the past. That does not matter. Never, ever, 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 ever give up your private keys and your sovereignty over your assets, essentially. So yeah, that's it. Again, I wish I had the 7 million to show here, the screenshot, but yeah, I'm sure there will be other sinister activity like this for other people, but hopefully this one video will help somebody not fall into these traps. Always, always, always check the blockchain transaction hash IDs, and that will be your safest bet. All right, hope that provides some value. If it did, smash that HBO special, help brother out, like, subscribe, comment down below, and until next time, live daily and achieve your impossible. Yeah.
Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? SPRITZ Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.